Hey, dear friends, how are you? So, we have something exciting to show. We have been working the last couple of months on a marketplace. It's kind of like a peer-to-peer marketplace where you can have people offering services and products and tree nodes and everything related to ThreeFold. And at the other hand, you have people who can consume it. So, we'd like to give you a sneak preview of what's cooking, and we hope to launch it over summer. And that will make our commercial offering come alive. Let me show you. So what you see here is the marketplace, uh, and we can log in. This is still a mock-up. It has data behind, but it's not connected to the ThreeFold backend yet. But I'm just logging in with an account, and it will show me who we are, and there are a couple of parts to it. So if I go to home, I can here my dashboard as an example. So I can add capacity to the system, and I can consume capacity. What is cool, it has like multiple roles. There is the user dashboard, the farmer dashboard, the application provider dashboard. So depending the role you have, you can get there. As an example, if I'm a farmer, then I can attach nodes to it. So in this example, I have three nodes, and nodes have slices. This is something we touched on before, but rather than selling your tree node capacity as is, and then it's up to the system to cut it into pieces. Actually, the node gets cut into what we call slices, like a pizza. You can have a pizza with 8 slices, and each slice corresponds to a certain part of the total. And you can see then how many earnings you have per month. The currency used here is a little bit special. It's TFP, and it stands for threefold points. So at start, we just have these points, and basically by farming, you receive points. For consuming the capacity, you need to use those points. Of course, question number one will be, how does that link back to the threefold token? So that will be made clear not too far future, but there will be a liquidity pool, which is like a sort of internal exchange between your threefold tokens and your threefold points. A threefold point is a mutual credit. To not have to dwell too much in what that means, but in many systems, mutual credits have been created to more like a value of exchange. As an example, in Switzerland. In Switzerland, you have the Swiss franc and you have the weir. And the weir is your mutual credit currency. So that's more like I owe you something, you owe me something. And then you can sort of collect all of these points, and then they get exchanged to, in this case, a Swiss franc. So here we do the same. So you can earn points, you can spend points, and then they get collected. And with the TFT, you can go in and out. So in this case, you have your nodes, you can manage them, you can do maintenance, but you can also group them in clusters. And then you can manage these groups. You can define your uptime. You, of course, see your status, in this case, how much resources are there, how many nodes, and you can define your own price. How many slices there are will be calculated by the system itself, the uptime you achieved, and so on. So it's a cool way to manage your own farm. This is something probably threefold will, in the beginning, more do by themselves, but we're looking, of course, for other people who want to do that too. So threefold wants to develop self-healing apps. Right now in the dashboard, we deploy apps, but it's not self-healing yet. In other words, if something goes wrong, it will not automatically recover. So we're looking at implementing a couple of services which are self-healing, but running on your capacity. So basically, you can buy slices, and then you can tell to the applications where they need to run. And then you can have, of course, have statistics and so on, documentation. Yeah, that's kind of cool. This is for everyone. You can also provide services, just a little bit like Upworks, where people can say, yeah, I'm available to do services. In our case, here I didn't register for services, but you could register services in a specific category, like I want to do consulting around something. It's not only remote. I guess most people will be remote, right? Sort of how many points you want to have and so on. So you can basically offer your services for people to then use it. Of course, you need a wallet where you will see your DF points. You can transfer them. um, your earnings. There are pools like ThreeFold points to TFT. As you know, we're also working together with Peak. So there will be different kind of things in there as well. So this is my dashboard. Basically, it allows me to see all my different roles as a service provider, as a user as well. Of course, like as a user, I can deploy applications, I can get slices, uh, I can add them to cards, I can see the details, all of that, right? So that was the dashboard. There is integrated documentation. So rather than having to go to another website to figure out what's going on, basically inside your UI, we have the documentation itself around the nodes, around the farming, around, yeah, we call the human energy services of the services you can deliver, your points, your slices, and so on, right? And it explains everything. So let's go back to home. If I go to the marketplace, well, there are statistics, so I can see statistics about the marketplace, what's going around it, pricing, tree nodes, uptime, and you have multiple things you can buy. You can buy compute resources. These are these slices. So I can look for like what is, yeah, in this case, Switzerland, the minimum price, and so on. You can add it to your cart. So now I have multiple things in my cart. I can rent it monthly. I can answer. You can also buy nodes and sell nodes. Well, here you're buying them. So that means that if there are people in the marketplace who are offering nodes, you can buy them or you can maybe even rent them. I'm not sure that's already put in, but that's at least the idea. And then you have reselling gateways. So in specific places, you will have the ability to buy, or even if you're a provider, sell bandwidth towards our ecosystem. So you could say, give me a compute slice, but I want to connect it to a gateway in Belgium or Austria. And that's the price per terabyte. So that's maybe something we need to add. And then you can select where you would like to connect your solutions, which are running on three nodes, to the internet, if you want. And then I can buy the applications. I can buy professional services, right? I can add it to a cart and go with it. So that's kind of it. So it's, I think, a cool way. We also have frequently asked questions in there. So what is it that we do? What can you do with it? Uh, right. So it will be a very nice place where the community can offer services, tree nodes, so sell tree nodes, buy tree nodes, buy slices, deliver slices. And there's a lot of freedom for the community to define your own price, your uptime, and so on. Now, there is slashing involved. What does that mean? If you offer your compute resources, you can optionally stake TFT to it. If you do, then you're basically telling the community that your capacity is valuable and that you are going to guarantee a certain uptime. If you then don't achieve that uptime, then you will, as a penalty, lose of those staked tokens. So it's a way for people to express, yeah, I'm serious about my box. I'm going to keep it up and running, and I would like to stake and then some tokens. Um, yeah, looking forward to your feedback. We hope that this tool will be ready somewhere in summer. It will then get connected to the ThreeFold grid, and it will make our network going commercial. So thank you very much for watching this, and we're of course very much looking forward to your feedback.